I am thrilled to be back here in Belmar, and boy, you look a heck of a lot better than you did when I landed here the day after the storm. This was the first place that I came when it was safe enough for me to travel after the storm. And I will tell you that it was an overwhelming emotional moment for me to walk right along this street and to see what this looked like, and to meet so many of you who were out here that day, who really at that moment felt completely lost. Years of belongings and memories that had been washed away by this storm. And I bring that back up because I think we have to remember how we felt those days after the storm to really appreciate where we are today. You know, your town is now, for the most part, cleaned up. And we're ready to turn the corner now to restoring it. And that's an extraordinary, extraordinary job that was done by your mayor and council and the people here. Belmar is leading the way to recovery, and Matt and his team deserve enormous credit for that. And I want to say thank you to them. We're not going to fully recover unless we get this money from Washington. And I can tell you that both these guys behind me, Frank and Chris, have been working incredibly hard and as a team to get this done. They're absolutely right. No one's talking Republican or Democrat on this stuff. We're New Jersey. We are New Jerseyans, and we are together on this, and we're working hard. And as you can tell, in my normal, subtle, understated way, I'm trying to make sure Washington understands something very clearly. We will not be shortchanged. We will not accept anything less than what we have done for states like Louisiana and Alabama and Mississippi and all these other places in America. New Jersey deserves no less and will accept no less. And these guys behind me and the other members of the delegation and our two United States senators, Senator Menendez and Senator Lautenberg, are all working hard to make sure that this gets done. And you know, I never believe anything until it actually happens, but I have a great deal of confidence in their ability to bring this home. And you can be sure that, you know, in the next week I'm going to be working the phones pretty hard. As you might recall, I helped a lot of people get elected to Congress over the last few years, and now they're all going to hear from me. Say, you wanted to be in Congress? Now I need a little something from you. And we need that help, and we deserve that help. Because remember something, as you all know, we send much more money to Washington, D.C. than as a state we ever get back. And that money gets sent to other people around the country who Congress and the President, in their wisdom, think deserve it more. And New Jerseyans have always stood up and been generous with our success to help our fellow citizens across the country. And it is unacceptable to me, and I know it is unacceptable to you, that in this moment of challenge and need for us, that we should accept anything less than exactly the same treatment. We don't want to be treated any differently. We don't want to be treated any better. But already, it's 7 times longer that we've had to wait than they had to wait after Hurricane Katrina for significant federal aid. We, contrary to our image around the country, we have been patient. Patient. New Jerseyans have been patient, but we are running out of patience, and so am I. And so we need to get this done next week, because your town has decided to step forward and begin to rebuild this boardwalk, and the federal government needs to reimburse them for that effort, because Belmar is a jewel not only for New Jersey but for this country, and the rest of the American citizens should step up and help us rebuild this place, and we're going to fight to make it happen. I want to thank all the men and women standing behind me, the folks who've done the work to clean this place up, and the folks who are now going to do the work to build this boardwalk back. Government can't and shouldn't, in my opinion, try to do this stuff on our own. We need great private sector partners, folks in labor, folks in the construction industry to get this stuff done. And they have been working, you've seen them in your town. They've been working incredibly hard to get this job done well and get it done quickly. So I want to thank all of those folks here. Ray Pacino, Nelson Ferrero, all the folks who are here. I want to thank you for your hard work. And all the men and women who've been working every day. it's good to see them working, and good to see them working and helping to rebuild and restore our state. So we've got a lot of work to do. Today is one of the great first moments of the rebuilding of our state, and most importantly, the rebuilding of the shore. If you don't live here, I try to explain this to other members of Congress and other folks around the country. If you don't live here or you haven't vacationed on the Jersey Shore, it's difficult to explain to people the emotional attachment we have to this place. How for some of you who make this your year-round home, it's home, but for so many other people around New Jersey, it's their second home. The place they bring their families to in the summertime to take a deep breath and relax from the everyday stresses and strains of life all across this state, to have a moment to enjoy something that God created and that's extraordinarily special. And one of the gifts that we get for living in New Jersey is to have this beautiful place behind us. And so when they're restoring this and they're helping to pay to restore it, some people will say, well, why should we do it? And my answer is because this is the heartbeat of our state. This is the place where we come to work and play and rest, and where we restore ourselves. This is part of what it means to be an American. And so we're going to work to make sure this is restored, first and foremost because we owe it to each other, and then also because we owe it to our children and grandchildren, who we want to enjoy this place in the same way we've had the opportunity to enjoy it. That's our mission for the next year. For the next year, our mission as a people has got to be to rebuild this shore, rebuild our state, get people back in their homes and their businesses, and restore this place to whatever the new normal is going to be, but back to something close to what we had on October 28th, 2012. So that's going to be my mission for the next year. That's what I'm going to be working on every day that you give me the chance to be governor. So I'm thrilled to be back here. I'm thrilled to see the place cleaned up. And I guarantee you, as I told you when I came here the day after the storm, I will be here on Memorial Day. Mary Pat and I will both be in Belmar on Memorial Day. We'll be welcoming everybody back to summer at the Jersey Shore.